Yo, 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 it's D. Jeff, the Doctor of Sports. This is the Sports is My Medicine podcast. This evening, we are going to talk about the college football playoff. I'm just going to speak about the top four teams that I believe will be there at the end in the national championship game. Not going to talk about their schedules and who they play and who they don't play, if they schedule easy, what conference they in. Just going to do a quick overview of each team, top four, what I believe, in my opinion, will be the top four at the end of the season. What I'm about to say is going to be controversial. I am sure nobody else, or not many, have this opinion. And I'm okay with that. I like to be different. That's why I do this podcast. That's why I like having this dialogue. We can go back and forth. We can talk about why I think you're right or why you think I'm right or why I think you're wrong and vice versa. So here it is. Listen very carefully. There will not be an SEC representative in the college football playoff this year. No Bama, no Georgia, no LSU, no Florida, none of them. It will not be an SEC representative. So, without further ado, my first team in the college football playoff is the University of Texas. Quinn Ewers coming back, had a decent season last year. They should have beat Alabama, lost 20-19, and I believe only because Quinn Ewers got hurt. I don't expect Arch Manning to be a big part of what they're doing this year, but I believe Texas is back. Xavier Worthy is a hell of a receiver. He's going to be a first-round pick whenever he decides to come out. They did lose B. John Robinson. They do have a freshman, B.J. Baxter, coming in that's supposed to be really good. The defense returns three key defenders from a defense that led the nation in hurries. So watch out for the University of Texas. Second, I'm going with the Florida State Seminoles. They got a big game coming up this weekend against LSU. LSU is ranked number 5. But I believe this is the best Florida State team that they've had in quite some time, 10, 11 years, maybe even more. They were 10-3 last season. They are ready to make a move. Quarterback Jordan Travis, he can do it all. Run, pass, very smart, very accurate, can throw the deep ball. Got 2 stud receivers to throw to, 6'7" Johnny Wilson. He's a beast in the red zone, fast. Incoming transfer guy from Michigan State, Keon Coleman. He destroyed Michigan last year, even though they lost the game. Go Blue. I think they are ready offensively. Running back Trey Benson is a beast. This offense is going to be potent. Defensively, they got arguably the best defender in football in college, Jared Verse. And they got a very, very good secondary. They was number 20 in scoring defense last year. So Texas and Florida State, 1 and 2. Third team, I'm not as confident about because of their defense, but I'm gonna go with USC because Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in the nation. He should be a top 3 pick next year in the draft, possibly number 1 if he chooses to come out. He does everything. He do hold the ball too long. For me, I've seen him get sacked a lot because he holds the ball too long. But Caleb Williams is that guy. And I believe when you're the best, at some point you got to make it at least to the college football playoff. And Lincoln Riley, it's time for his team to get there. They did lose a lot offensively, but they do got a good 1-2 punch at the running back position. Austin Jones, Marshawn Lloyd. I watched Zachariah Branch, wide receiver, freshman, last week. Looked awesome. Freshman receiver, boy, going to be a stud. Remember that name, Zachariah Branch. I know you guys on the East Coast don't get to see USC, Oregon, Washington, get to see them guys play that often because they come on so late. But being on the West Coast, I get to watch them. Zachariah Branch is the next star in college football. Wide receiver, freshman, SC. They do need another wide receiver to step up. Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, play over there. Hasn't really done much since he's been there, but it's time for him to step up. Defense is always the issue with them. Lincoln Riley's teams in general, always defensively, has always been bad. Usually, they're usually bad. Transfer D. Ryan, Bear Alexander from Oregon State. Hopefully he can help. They do got a good secondary, All-American, Kalen Bullock. And then they got Damani Jackson, cornerback. He was a 5-star guy. Everybody thought he might go to Michigan, end up going to SC. I seen him get lost last week against San Jose State in the blown coverage. That's a little discouraging, but the boy got a lot of talent, so I expect the secondary to be very good. I expect the defense to progress throughout the season, and by the time their schedule get tough, they'll be ready. And last, of course, the University of Michigan. It's either now or never for these guys. And I'm talking not as a fan of the team, but as a fan of college football. No other team in the country, top-ranked team, has quarterback issues. Bama do, Georgia do. The teams you expect to be there, bringing in new quarterbacks. Michigan comes in with J.J. McCartney, who can do everything. And I truly believe they should lean more on him because he can. But when you got a running back room with Corum and the Donovan Edwards, you got to let them carry the ball. You got to tote the ball. So Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum is going to get a lot of the carries. J.J. going to cook, but he's going to be tempered a little bit until they need him. O-line, off awesome. Best O-line in football. Wide receivers is a concern. But Cornelius Johnson and Roman Wilson came back. They seniors. They got some freshmen to look out for. And defensively, Will Johnson ready to step up at cornerback. Sandra still cornerback. He ready. They still got the defensive lineman. We ready to make that push. Jim Harbaugh has to do it this year. They got to replace Jake Moody, though, because they need a kicker. Kickers are important in college football. They're going to need one at some point. So, again, I'm going to recap. I think at the end of the season, this is how it's going to plan out. Michigan will be number 1. Texas will be number 2. Florida State will be number 3. SC will be number 4. And I believe the national championship game is going to be the University of Michigan versus the Florida State Seminoles. And I believe for the first time since 1997 and for the first time since the BCS and the college football playoff was in existence, my University of Michigan Wolverines will finally get that national championship that they've been trying to get so desperately since Jim Harbaugh became coach. And again, I know y'all going to look at the shirt and the hat and say, hey, that's your fandom pick. But I'm talking strictly college football, strictly talent. They have the talent to do it. They lost to TCU last year. They shouldn't have. But this year, they're going to get it done. So stay tuned. I got some more content coming. Tomorrow, NFC North, AFC North preview for the NFL. Sunday, live on YouTube. NFL preview show, picking Super Bowl winner, playoff predictions, MVP predictions, Defensive Player of the Year predictions, previewing the first game of the season, Chiefs-Lions. We going in, y'all. It's football season. Let's get it. I am the Doctor of Sports. This is the Sports is My Medicine podcast. Thanks for listening. Over and out.